Welcome to Latin for Beginners. This course uses a traditional method of classical Latin instruction which emphasizes reading skills. This makes it possible to start with a classic public domain textbook, Latin for Beginners by Benjamin L. Duge, and boost its effectiveness with an online tool that greatly increases the number of exercises accompanying each lesson. The text may be found at gutenberg.org. A link is in the video description. The online tool, as well as additional resources and materials for the course, may be found at selfstudyclassics.com. This video covers Lesson 3 of the text. If you haven't read over that portion of the text, please stop and do so now. That way you'll get the most out of the time you spend watching. In Lesson 2, we had learned how to make singular nouns plural with changes to their endings. In Lesson 3, we have learned more ways to change the sense and role of words by changing their endings. Let's solidify this knowledge by looking at some examples of these new endings. First word, Silwom. What is the ending here and what does it mean? Well, is the accusative singular ending. It indicates that the role of this noun in the context is direct object. The root is silwa, which means forest. Next word, Lunai. I is the genitive singular ending. Thus the role of this word is possessor. The root luna means moon, so the meaning here is of the moon, or moons. Of course, we learned in the last lesson that ae could also be the ending for the nominative plural subject, which would make this mean the moons. Which interpretation is appropriate depends on the context. Now, terras. The form is accusative and plural, so its role in the sentence would be direct object. The root is terra, meaning land, so the meaning is the lands. Okay, here's another. Nautarum. The arum ending is genitive plural, so the role is that of possessor. The root is nauta, meaning sailor, so the meaning of this form is sailors or of the sailors. Now let's start with an English noun and a role and figure out the Latin word form. Of fortune has the role of possessor, so we need the genitive here. The English word is singular. The Latin root meaning fortune is fortuna. The genitive singular ending is I, so the proper form is fortunae. Now let's try ladies, which has the role of possessor. So again, the proper case is genitive, but this time the number is plural. The root meaning lady is domina, and the genitive plural ending is arum. So the proper form is dominarum. Our next word is wrong in the role of direct object. The direct object role requires the accusative, and wrong is singular. The root meaning wrong in Latin is inuria, and the ending for the accusative singular is am, so the proper form is inuriam. Now let's try forests in the role of direct object. The case appropriate to a direct object is accusative. Forests is plural. The Latin root meaning forest is silwa, and the ending for the accusative plural is as, so the form we arrive at is silwas. Next up is of the lands, which is plainly in the role of possessor. So the case should be genitive, and the lands, of course, is plural. The Latin root meaning land is terra, and the genitive plural ending is arum, so putting them together we have terrarum. Okay, here's the last one, moons. The role here is possessor again, so the case is genitive, but this time it's singular. The Latin root for moon is luna, and the genitive singular ending is I, so the correct rendering of moons in Latin is lunae. That's probably enough examples of the new inflections from Lesson 3. The best way to achieve mastery of these concepts is to work a lot of exercises, and you can find plenty over at selfstudyclassics.com. Head to the practice section and choose Lesson 3. Once you feel confident in the Lesson 3 material, check out the video on Lesson 4 of Latin for Beginners. Thanks for watching.